Hey guys, I'm super excited for the opportunity that just landed in my lap. I got hit up by this creative agency. They hit me up to potentially shoot some B-roll of the Philly city and use it for the new Adidas store that's going to hit the King of Prussia Mall soon. We're running on a super tight deadline, so this whole weekend it's looking like it's going to rain. We're about to go and potentially use that footage for the real deal. I'm excited for y'all to see what we do. All right, guys, we're at the first location, which is City Hall. We're about to get some shots. What we need for this location is 10-second clips. Just a lot of textured B-roll is the assignment. So we're gonna start off getting this building. So for this shot, we're gonna do camera on tripod, on sticks. So we're gonna set it up where it's gonna be a clean pin down. Gotta make sure it's even with the city. Let's see, let's practice. All right, that looks even. I wish that cop car wasn't there. It almost looks like the building is not completely symmetrical to the sidewalk, which is fine. We're just gonna move it over a smidge. That looks about good, and then what we can do in post is clean it up. But we're gonna start here, and we're just gonna push down. And that's about 7 seconds. So I'm gonna do it a little slower. Just have some different speeds to work with as well. So for the next shot, we're gonna get some of the texture within the building. So we're just gonna pin the camera around to get a couple different textures on shot. Kind of just like whatever texture pops out at the screen. So usually if it's B-roll, especially for a video like this where they just need clean B-roll, no logos, you want to just move the camera around and see if there's any logos on any shots, and then just play around with it, because you never know what shot you can really get if you just try one. Just get some shaky footage along with the tripod so it doesn't feel too clean. You want it to give it a little gritty look. It's starting to rain just a little bit. It's gonna rain all weekend, so we're on a tight deadline. So I'm just gonna see what I can get today. Now we're gonna hop to the second location. Can I see inside, like if you're like making a dish?
Yeah, let me wear my gloves.
Okay. So part of the issue with shooting something like this is that in a city like Philly, there's logos everywhere there could possibly be a logo. So you kind of just have to like work with what you have. If you see a shot, you try it. If it doesn't work, you gotta move on, even if it's fire. So we're just gonna keep walking down to Rittenhouse, see what we can get there. Outside of Philly city texture, I don't know what makes Philly look like Philly. But right here we have some scaffolding, so I'm gonna get some shots of that. It said no rain today, but as you can see by my glasses, that's not exactly true. All right, guys, so it's raining a little bit heavier right now. I got plenty of shots for daytime shots that we could work with, especially I would love to sit down and see what it's looking like and then come back to it on Tuesday so we can shoot some more at nighttime. So we're gonna hit the other spots on Tuesday, so stay tuned in for that. Today we're at the art museum. We're about to get some shots in front of the steps pointed towards City Hall, so we can get a little bit of the texture from the steps, a little bit of the fountain, and then some of the City Hall building. I'm like zoomed in, but I'm going through the whole skyline. So right now we're using a TV lens, which means it's all manual focus. So the only thing is when you're using a manual zoom lens, you have to basically focus it for multiple distances almost. So that's why there's like there's actually two different rings for focus. One is regular and then one is for macro focus. So another thing I'm getting ready to do is shoot multiple versions of the same shot. So maybe if I'm starting all the way zoomed in, I'm gonna zoom out, and then for the second shot, if I'm already zoomed out, I'm gonna zoom in. And then also playing with different speeds of zooming in and out. We're at this spot near the art museum, and it's pretty cool because we have Boathouse Road, we have the highway, and we've got this waterfall. It's a lot of space to move within a shot. And for a shot where you want to show Philly, but you can't necessarily have logos, and you want movement to keep it at a 10-second shot, it's a good spot to just flow through 3 different scenes, in the same shot. I shoot an S-Log3. One thing you want to do when you're retaining information is if you have a monitor with the LUT on there, you want to make sure you're looking at it when it doesn't have the LUT on there too, so you can actually see how much of your highlights and your shadows are blown out or not blown out. So it's really helpful if you look at it even with false color. There's plenty of ways you can look through your image in your monitor to make sure that it's well exposed. I'm gonna start on Boathouse Row and then move back. Now we're off to the next location. We're gonna get some in-car shots of I-95. We're gonna make our way over to Old City, get some shots before heading to Camden. Switch to my 70 to 180 while we spin the other way of the highway. This way, I can get some more detailed shots of like things I'm looking at out there, and I might draw and like go out the window a little bit. Woo, look at the bridge. Yo, if I get this shot, oh hell yeah. Alright guys, so now we're at Race Street Pier. I thought Penn's Landing would be open, but it's closed, so this is a close enough shot where we can get a bridge and a couple different variations of that. For the first shot, on the second one, so you're creating depth as you zoom out. And I'm gonna follow the line, bridge, right? And then for the next one, we'll carry it like this. So it reveals this one. I'm gonna do that one more time. Again, the timing is everything with these lenses. The pro of using a VHS over this is a VHS has constant zoom, so it's working at a fixed rate of zooming in at the same speed. Versus here, if it's mechanical, you can have a more human touch to it, but you gotta be sharp with that, and you know, that takes some time for real. You know, they needed some Philly B-roll, and I was like, yeah, we're going to Camden, New Jersey, so we can get this skyline with the bridge. Like, that junk kind of nice. Good. Sunset. Look at that. Shining on the bridge. Looks crazy, right?
I don't know. Feet on the wire. Yeah, the wire don't stop feet. Do it. But you think it's something to do. It's not scary, but if you try, you're gonna learn, see?
Ew.
That's nasty.
So usually I'll do like a shot list on like Google Sheets and stuff if I have a big production. But since I'm the only one shooting it, I was like, yeah, I'm about to do it on the Notes app. So, but the Notes app is pretty clutch for this type of thing. You got a bullet point, you click that bullet point, and it's done. That shows you did it. So I'm about to do it for Camden. Driving on Ben Franklin Bridge. We got bridge from underneath with the TV lens. Birds in the sky done. So we got 3 more shots left for today. We just gotta wait till it gets a little darker.
Nice. Pretty. That's sick.
We're now at Drexel Park. We're about to shoot. This is kind of like a we'll see what we can get type of spot. I feel like we got enough of the city skyline, so I'm gonna see what else we can get. I'm really here to tell you that guy, his name is Visuals by Luke. That's his full government name. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but he thorough as shit. Like, he really thorough as shit. Anyway, gotta go shoot. Thank you, bro. You're the best. If I have like things I need to remember. So for this one, it's the deliverables. I keep it as another screen. And I'll basically just email myself the words so that it ends up nice on the screenshot.
go.